Relocating to Cyprus or establishing a presence in Cyprus. If you're considering relocating to Cyprus or moving your business or corporation here in Cyprus, then these 5 factors should be considered. Factor number 1. Cyprus has a lot of high caliber skilled workforce. This is because the island has been a financial center for the last 30 or 40 years, which resulted in many high caliber candidates performing the functions of accountants, solicitors, financial service institutions, consultants, and so on. Therefore, by relocating to Cyprus, you will have no problem in finding English-speaking accountants, solicitors, lawyers, forex personnel, or any other highly qualified staff. Note that usually this kind of staff has been working overseas before relocating to Cyprus and of course has been accredited with global qualifications such as the Bar Associations, the Institute of Chartered Accountants Association, diplomas, the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, and so on. So this is a very important factor for you to consider, that from the minute you land to Cyprus, you will find your qualified, high-end service providers to assist you with your day-to-day operations. Factor number 2. Cyprus, being a financial center, has of course low tax rates. That includes a low corporation tax of 12.5% only, a low personnel or payroll tax of 11.5% only, cost to the employer, and a moderate VAT rate of 19%. The next factor to consider is factor number 3, and is the banking sector. The banking sector, unlike the service providers who are at the very high level, they have dropped down to a moderate level. Unfortunately, this is because Cyprus, like any other EU member state, has to obey with the current EU legislations and regulations, and in particular with the all anti-money laundering regulations, which have made the banks very slow in opening bank accounts and in approving new clients. Thorough due diligence process is exercised by the banks. You can find more information in another video of ours. Therefore, unlike the banks we used to know before 2013, which were super efficient and very speedy in opening bank accounts, now it takes us up to 10 working days to open for you a business bank account. It is important to remember that the online banking of the Cyprus bank accounts can be used in different languages and are awarded and accredited at the highest levels. It doesn't come as a surprise, as our local banks have been used by our international clients for more than 40 years, and as a result, the online banking has reached the highest standards you cannot find everywhere in Europe. Factor number 4, government offices. Similarly to the bank institutions, do not expect our local government offices to be super speedy or efficient. They are a bit bureaucratic. However, the use of an experienced local service provider such as an auditor, administrator, accountant, or a lawyer will help you expedite any process and any application, either from the registrar or the Cyprus Income Tax Office or the Cyprus VAT Office. It is important to remember that Cyprus is in the process of becoming totally automated. We are leaving the transitional period, therefore some hiccups in the applications or in the online programs that have established either by the VAT Office, the Cyprus Registrar of Companies, or the Income Tax Office can be expected. We would expect that in the next 5 years, however, the entire Cyprus tax registrar and VAT office to be fully automated like other jurisdictions. Last but not least, the last factor or the first factor to consider before making your decision is the running cost of a local office. In Cyprus, I believe the running cost of a local office is very competitive. This is because the rental income varies from 500 euros per month to maybe 2,000 euros per month, depending on the square meters of the premises and depending on whether the premises are in Limassol, which is very expensive these days, or in Nicosia, which is almost half of the price. Electricity costs, licensing and so forth are very low in comparison to the UK or other European countries. Water is ridiculously low, and really there aren't many running costs other than the rental income. Therefore, there are no hidden costs when you are relocating to Cyprus and you are renting a space or an office. So the highest cost is the rental cost, which becomes very cheap if you decide to choose Nicosia or Larnaca to be your headquarter base or your business base instead of Limassol, which is twice or 3 times more expensive than the other 2 locations I just mentioned. In conclusion, is it worth relocating to Cyprus? I personally believe it is. It's a financial center, a tested financial center who has been running for the last 40 years. The entire island is geared into assisting international business people. Everything is translated into English. All the civil servants, the banks, the service providers, they speak English as their second language. This is something they have been taught at schools, and it is needed because most of the educated people travel or work overseas before relocating back to Cyprus themselves. Running a business course is relatively cheap, significantly cheaper than the UK, Germany, Italy, Luxembourg, or other jurisdictions. Cyprus has a real economy, has a real good weather, is great for families. It also supports English-speaking nursery and the whole education system, which the Cypriots are very proud of. You can check all this just by visiting Google and checking Limassol, who has become, over the last 10 years, a truly international business hub which accommodates the biggest forex companies in the world, as well as lots of shipping and financial services companies.